Many people say Nairobi is more modern than Kampala, but after experiencing both cities, I discovered something surprising. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for clicking. In case you're new, you're most welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about Kampala and Nairobi because I have had both experiences of both cities. I've been to Kampala because I was born and raised in Uganda and our capital city is Kampala. I've visited Nairobi, which is the capital city of Kenya. So let me start with the first point, which goes infrastructure and development. Now I must say, let me start with Kampala. Kampala, I think we have a long way to go. Let me even not lie, especially the roads. We need to work on our roads. Yeah, because when I visited Nairobi, it was extremely different. The roads are smooth. Even finding potholes, it's extremely difficult, Like, one thing that shocked me actually, when I was headed to Addis Ababa by bus, that is when I was like, oh my goodness, these people really planned everything. Like, the road was extremely smooth. Oof. You guys. Like, the roads in Nairobi are extremely smooth. Even here, we have got such roads in Kampala, but I think there are a lot of potholes. Guys, I'm not even lying on this one. Like, we need to work on the roads. We need to work on the roads here. If I talk about the expressway, Nairobi has got the Nairobi Expressway. We have also gotten our expressway here. We have also gotten what we call flyover, the Kampala flyover. I've done a video about it in Kampala. The infrastructure has to be improved. But when I was in Nairobi, I was like, wow. Those guys, like, everything is just planned. Like, they planned the city well. You understand? Of which we are lacking here. But I think we are getting there. Nairobi has got like a lot of flyovers, like so many of them, They have gotten a stadium. You guys. Like, So when it comes to infrastructure, I think Nairobi looks more planned, but Kampala is changing very fast also. Yeah, we are also getting there. I think we are getting there when it comes to infrastructure. Like Nairobi, the city planning is top notch, but here we are also getting there. I love the fact that at least there are things now that when you walk in Kampala, like the CBD, you find the non-motorized corridor, like some streets whereby cars used to pass there, but now they have resisted cars from passing there. The pedestrians are the ones using the route and everything. They are keeping the roads clean. They are washing the roads. So that's a plus. They are planting more greenery in the city. Kampala is also developing very fast, I must say. It's also getting there. They have also gotten malls. Like Nairobi has gotten like a lot of malls, like Westgate Mall, there's Village Market, Sarit Center, like so many of them, It has also gotten another one known as Two Rivers, which is so beautiful as well too. Here we have also gotten what we call Acacia Mall, which is also there, where you find Europeans, you find there a lot of Americans, yeah. And there's another one known as Arena Mall. Yeah, it is also a beautiful mall. For us, we call it the Dubai Mall of Uganda. I've done videos about it. You should go and check it out as well. Like, we have also gotten beautiful malls. So when it comes to development, we are getting the infrastructure. We are really developing very fast. Hotels, talk of Marriott. I'm telling you, we are really developing very fast. Yeah, Kampala is also changing, but I feel like Nairobi is more planned. Yeah. Let me talk about the cost of living, and I'll start with the rent. Now, when it comes to cost of living, I'll talk about the rent, I'll talk about the transportation, I'll talk about the food prices, restaurants, groceries, and everything. Now, with the rent here, I think when I compare the two, I think Nairobi is more expensive when it comes to the rent with Kampala. Kampala, someone can stay, even someone without money, they can stay. But Nairobi, guys, actually, if you're a traveler or if you're a tourist and you don't want to go for a hotel, there are also Airbnbs, but also Airbnbs are expensive because nice Airbnbs, you find them in places like Kilimani, Kileleshwa. We have also gotten Airbnbs here, but I feel like when it comes to rent, it's kind of Nairobi is expensive compared to Kampala. Let me talk about the transport. I think Kampala is also cheap. Yeah, Kampala is cheap when it comes to transport compared to Nairobi as well too, because Nairobi they have gotten matatus, there's Ubers, there are Bolt, Safe Borders, the same thing here, but I think here is kind of cheap compared to Nairobi. Like you guys know, like the currency of Nairobi is here and ours is here, so I think you guys can relate. So staying in Nairobi is generally, it's not cheap, like it's expensive. So the transport itself, when I compare the two, I think Kampala is cheap compared to Nairobi. So sometimes people tell me Kampala is expensive, Kampala is expensive, but I don't think so. It's kind of, but if you've been to Kampala and if you've been to Nairobi, you guys can relate. But I think with food, Nairobi is kind of cheap compared to Kampala. A lot of nice cafes, beautiful cafes as well too. So Kampala is more affordable, especially for daily living. I think it's more affordable. Yeah, let me talk about the transport experience. Traffic situation. Nairobi, the traffic is just crazy. Like up to now, I cannot just understand that. Like it's just crazy. Like every day there is traffic, which is different from here, because here, I think for traffic to be when it is a lot, I think like on a Monday or Friday, but Nairobi every day. Boda bodas versus matatus. Here I think we have in Kampala we have something nowadays I call it boda festival, because we have even got traffic of boda bodas, which you will not find in Nairobi. I love the fact that Nairobi is so organized. Even you cannot find like boda bodas roaming each and everywhere. There are boda bodas there, but you cannot find them within the CBD, which is different here. Here you find them even within the CBD. So, of which in Nairobi, I think what you find in the CBD is matatus. They have like big matatus, like a lot of matatus in Nairobi. Especially the best ones come from Ngong Road and Rongai, you know. So there's a difference there. But here there are a lot of boda bodas. If you want to have the boda boda festival, I think Kampala is the place. Matatu culture, Nairobi is the place. Guys, if you've been to Kampala, you guys can testify. Like, we can even have traffic of boda bodas. Traffic here in Kampala. Yeah. The ride apps, Kampala. Yeah, we have got Ubers, we have got Bolt, there's Safe Border. The same thing to Nairobi actually. There's ease of movement. I think in both cities there's ease of movement. Like if you're in Kampala, you can either jump on a boda to reach wherever you want to go, or Uber or Bolt. Yeah, but I think Bolt is cheaper than Uber. Even Safe Border, if you want to get, there's a Safe Car and Safe Border, which is the same in Nairobi. If you want to travel cheap, I think you go for Safe Border or Safe Car. It is kind of cheap compared to Uber. Yeah. So Nairobi roads are better, but traffic can still be intense. Guys, that is one thing I've not, up to now, the roads are extremely better compared to Kampala roads, but the traffic is still intense. Maybe you guys can drop a comment and let me know, why is it like that? Is it that people there drive a lot of cars compared to I don't know, but it's just crazy. Let me also talk about a safety experience. Guys, don't get me wrong, but walking during day in Nairobi, it's kind of safe. I think it's the same thing here in Kampala, but maybe it's because I've grown up here, but I feel like I'm more safe here in Kampala, though not 100% safe, but I think I'm more safe since I'm a local. But since you are a tourist or a traveler and you visit, let's say, Kampala for the first time, I think I would advise you to walk daytime. It's kind of safe compared to at night, because you never know what you'll find in the night. It's the same thing with Nairobi. The night movement, sometimes you want to do nightlife. Just be careful in both cities. So I think both cities are not safe when it comes to nightlife. Yeah. Safe neighborhoods in Nairobi, you can go to places like Kilimani, Kirereshwa, Westlands, Karen. Here you go to places like Kololo, Nadia, Chaliwajala, Chisasi, places like that. That is why it's Chanja. That is why it's kind of safe. The safe neighborhoods. If you want to live in rich neighborhoods, I think those are the places. Yeah. And public perception, sometimes actually when we move in places, you be like, how would the people take me? I must say Kampala and also Nairobi, people are just nice. People are just friendly. Like if you want to ever know the friendliest cities, that is Nairobi and Kampala. People are just so friendly in both cities. Here, I think one thing they have to change on is seeing you with a camera and they be like, where are you taking us? Are you taking us to sell us to the whites? I think they need to change on that. I think people are still backward here when it comes to cameras. But Nairobi, if you are a travel content creator, I think Nairobi is the place because people are just so open with cameras. They're just used to cameras, which is different from where I come from in Kampala. But when it comes to friendliness, the being warm, hardworking, I think, yeah, both cities are just so nice. Like the people are just, yeah, people are just so nice. Both cities have safe and less safe areas. That is what I can say, because I cannot say that all cities are 100% safe. No, there are safe areas and there are areas that are not safe. That's it. Let me talk about the nightlife and social life. Now, in Nairobi, we have got Westlands Nightlife. I've been there. I think there's a place also called Alchemist, K1. Yeah, it has got one of the best nightlife. I think there's a question that people always ask me, like, does Kampala have the best nightlife? I must say yes. Kampala has got the best nightlife, Yeah, there's what we call a Kabalagala nightlife. I think I've done a lot of videos about Kabalagala. If you haven't watched my videos, you guys need to go watch my videos. Also, Kololo, Bugolobi, those places have got the best nightlife. But Kabalagala, yeah, and if you want to find red zones, I think also Kabalagala, there is what we call red lights. Also Nairobi, there are places where you find red light. Like both cities are lively, but Nairobi feels more international. You understand? Yeah, let me talk about the environment and cleanliness. There are green spaces. I think Nairobi has got green spaces like Nairobi Arboretum. There is a Karura Forest. There is Uhuru Park. Guys, me when I was in Nairobi, I was like all this land, people just go there to relax. Places like Uhuru Park, there is actually an artificial lake inside there. People just go and do boat cruise. Is it boat cruise or how do they call that? Guys, drop a comment and let me know. But there's also Uhuru Garden. Like they do festivals from Uhuru Garden because they don't open it every time. But I think when they have those big days, they go and do, festivals from there and everything. Karura Forest, I've been to Karura Forest as well too. There are a lot of green spaces in Nairobi compared to here. Let me talk about the pollution levels. I think here we have a lot of industrial areas that they need to work on, especially on the Bugolobi side. There's a lot of pollution there, especially air pollution because of the industries there. But Nairobi, I didn't see something okay, they are there, but they are further, I think it's more cleaner. Nairobi is more cleaner compared to Kampala, and that's the truth. But one thing I love about Kampala right now, it's also getting there. In cleanliness, it's getting there. I think one thing that we are lacking is the litter bins. We need to improve on the litter bins, put more litter bins in the CBD so that people can avoid littering here and there. Those days, I think last year, before all this came in, before all the changes, Kampala was so polluted by rubbish, flies, it was just crazy. It was just crazy, Yeah, Kampala, we have got hills, a lot of hills here in Kampala. Yeah, so Nairobi feels greener, but Kampala has beautiful hill views. We have something I think so many hills here in Kampala. Let me talk about the job opportunities and international exposure. Now there is NGO presence when it comes to Nairobi. Did I actually tell you that Nairobi is where you find the UN headquarters? Hey, you guys, business environment, I give that Nairobi. I think Nairobi, if you want to earn good money, I think I would prefer Nairobi. When it comes to job opportunities, Nairobi, I think I give it up to Nairobi. There are also job opportunities here, but Nairobi, there's exposure. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's international exposure. Literally everyone wants to just go in Nairobi and get something to do. Of recent, I was having a conversation with one of my relatives, and he was telling me, what do you think about relocating to Nairobi? And I was telling him, it's okay to relocate to Nairobi because if you find that you can get greener pastures from there, why not? Me, I'm one person who advises someone who wants greener pastures to go to a place, because I feel like if you want greener pastures, Nairobi is the place. You can also make it here, but there's like Nairobi's booming, like it's there. You understand? Yeah, and the currency is good compared to ours here, you know. Yeah, so Nairobi attracts more international professionals, and people are investing in real estate in Nairobi. You can never go wrong. You can never go wrong there when it comes to real estate. People are investing in a lot of businesses, you know, but real estate is really booming in Nairobi, of which here it's kind of slow a little bit. It's there, but I think Nairobi is yeah, it's really there. If you want affordability and relaxed lifestyle, Kampala wins. If you want international exposure and infrastructure, Nairobi wins. Both Nairobi and Kampala are amazing in different ways, but depending on what you're looking for, one city clearly stands out. Which city would you choose? Let me know in the comment section, but I think that was it for this topic. If I left out anything, drop a comment and let me know in the comment section. And again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and share. Drop a comment. If you want us to have more topics like this, drop a comment and let me know, all right? But I remain Harriet Anabo, and I think I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.